right to do so. You know, I mean, after all, it's not the plant they're concerned about, it's actually the equipment. That's another topic. Now I'm going to move on to the next section. Now this has to do with my long-standing battle. I refuse to pay Prairie Plant Systems Incorporated a goddamn dime for gamma radiated freaking crap that they want to try to sell to me and various other sick Canadians at $150 an ounce, basically, street price. I'm going to get into that as I go through this first. Part 2 of my letter, I hit Mr. Dunant with 2 questions in this one. So in the second part of the question, the first one being the PPL, I want a verification and clarification as to when they plan to do it now that they've overshot their 2007 deadline. Part 2 of it was to address why I was ripped off with a 1,500% markup, which the Canadians for Safe Access uncovered through a TRI request or a Freedom of Information request if you have it. In reference to it says here, in reference to the Globe and Mail article, a quoted cost of $328.75 per kilogram is the cost of Health Canada for each kilogram of bulk marijuana produced. This is not the cost of the final product. This is only a portion of the total direct cost to Health Canada for producing and distributing marijuana for medical purposes. The price Health Canada charges to patients for medical marijuana is based on the actual cost of production. Yeah. And an estimate of costs associated with the distribution of product. An estimate cost? We estimate how much Pure Later charges? Or does Pure Later tell us? Fucking whatever. And on that issue, then it goes on here to say, there is no markup to the price for individuals authorized to purchase Health Canada's supply of medical marijuana. Okay, there's no markup to the price. I asked then, okay, why is it that I can get an ounce for $150 to $200 an ounce on the street, high quality grade BC bud, but yet that comes with a risk assessment due to prohibition. So there's an inflation factor. Now, big brother, you ain't got no risk. Growing you a little mine shaft with all your security on the taxpayer's dollar, there's no risk. You know, you're not taking no risk. There's no risk assessment. So again, if you're paying such a small amount per ounce, I have to ask, where's the money? Where's it going? And why are you ripping me off? And I asked you specifically if you can tell me how this money was being spent and how this extra money was. Now you're telling me that the money's been reallocated or that the money's just been used in other areas. I'd like to know what other areas, because that's quite a bit of money extra for simply shipping and handling. I could order from eBay for cheaper. That being said, it goes on to say the procedures applied by Health Canada to collect and overdue accounts adhere to the standard Government of Canada financial practices. Ooh. Health Canada understands individuals who live on fixed incomes and cost of medications, whether it's prescription drugs or marijuana for medical purposes. Well, God damn it, Health Canada, Mr. Ronald Dumont, if you understand what it's like for myself to live below the poverty line with a child, if you truly understand, what in the hell did your policy analysis person ever allow an interim supply of $6,000 of cannabis for 4 months to be given to a person who lives below the poverty line? In all of your brilliance. I'll continue to read on to page 2. The accounts receivable section of Health Canada is responsible for following up on all overdue accounts. We employ follow-up letters and telephone calls informing clients and their accounts or informing clients their accounts are in the arrears. Additionally, reminder letters are sent if no payment is received. After 180 days, if there is still no payment, a final letter is sent, providing the client with 10 days to make a payment. On that note, they phoned my house one time. I fired off an immediate letter to Health Minister Tony Clements and various other people asking a cease and desist to phoning my private residence in form of collection while this is still being disputed as the cost. There is a challenge going on right now between Health Canada and Canadians for Safe Access as to what's fact or fiction, and I'm caught in between. And in the meantime, I ain't paying for a goddamn cent. You know, and you can follow me to my grave because the ministry, the government, if you have it, you're going to bury me anyway. So it doesn't make much of a difference. Non-payment, I'll move on to the next paragraph here. It says non-payment of an account will be handled in a manner consistent with the provisions of the Financial Administration Act. Ooh, you're scaring me some more. Now you're going to come after me. I'm real freaking scared. I'm facing certain death, and you're going to talk about financial freaking attacks. It certainly isn't helping my credit rating, but at the same time, when you live below the poverty line, credit ratings don't really mean shit anyway, now do they? That being said, it goes on to say here, this may result in the supply of marijuana being discontinued and the unpaid amount being turned over to a collection agency. Bring them on. I'd love to see a collection agency come to my house and start phoning my house. Bring them on. Let's see what happens. You know, I would love to see you in court or a tribunal. Let's see what this hearing is. Let's just see, because I'm very interested in finding out what the amount is. You still haven't answered this letter. I will be firing you back a letter, including a link to this YouTube footage, so that if you choose to take the time out of your so busy day to actually read what some of us medical users need to go through and actually come on YouTube to discuss issues such as these and to maybe educate you around the very product that you are facilitated to help us with, or you're tasked to help us with. In closing, it says, I would like to inform you that the MMAD does not prevent you from cooking and making teas with dried marijuana only under Schedule 2 of the CDSA. It is illegal to produce the preparations and similar synthetic preparations